Do you think it is significant that we're learning, again, from these recent disclosures, that there does seem to have been an active effort, a planned effort, not a spontaneous surprise, that it wasn't a spontaneous surprise, that the crowd that Trump had rallied at the Ellipse moved to the U.S. Capitol? Obviously, we'd heard Trump call for that during his speech. That was portrayed as an ad-libbed moment, as a surprise, including by Mark Meadows when he wrote his memoir about that. We're now seeing evidence that it wasn't a surprise, that it wasn't an ad-lib, and that there was at least some planning, both involving the White House and numerous members of Congress, about the desirability of getting the crowd to converge on the Capitol building that day. Is that important? Is that just logistics, or is that important in terms of the overall issue of culpability here?
I think it's very important to the degree that members of Congress or the White House, the former president, had as a part of their plan to bring that mob to the Capitol. This was a way, even short of breaking into the building, of trying to disrupt the joint session going on inside. And particularly if there were members in the administration who understood that there would be the participation of these violent, racist, white nationalist groups, I think that raises the culpability of those involved. I would also say, you asked whether Marjorie Taylor Greene or other members of Congress were violating the law. One thing is abundantly clear, and that is they were violating their oath of office. They were violating their pledge to uphold the Constitution. You have members of Congress essentially suggesting the president declare martial law to overturn the election. I can't imagine more flagrant violation of their sworn oath to defend the Constitution. Sadly, that's not disqualifying in today's GOP any more than Kevin McCarthy's lies. Evidently, what disqualifies you in today's GOP is if you do uphold your oath and if you are willing to tell the truth. That puts you on a track outside of Kevin McCarthy and Donald Trump's GOP.
Congressman Adam Schiff, Democrat of California, sits on the January 6th committee, chair of the Intelligence Committee. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for your time tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Good to be with you.
I will just say what Congressman Schiff was saying there about this stuff not being disqualifying in today's GOP. And we had crystal clear news of that this weekend, as a lot of state Republican parties held their state conventions this weekend to pick their candidates. In Michigan, we saw the state Republican Party this weekend, by overwhelming votes, choose a Republican candidate, choose their Republican candidate for the general election this fall, both for Secretary of State and Attorney General. They chose candidates in Michigan who are two people whose only claim to fame is that they are election denialists. And are pledging that, Michigan's vote was stolen and that Trump was rightfully reelected. In Pennsylvania this weekend, we saw the gubernatorial debate. The Trump-endorsed candidate, former Senator David Perdue, opened up that debate this weekend in Georgia by saying that the election was rigged and Trump's the rightful president. We saw it at the Utah State Convention this weekend when Mike Lee recently revealed to have lied about how involved he was in trying to get states to participate in this illegal effort to throw out their election results and send Trump electors. Mike Lee was just exposed for having lied about that. And he was greeted like a rock star this weekend at the Utah State Convention and, of course, renominated to run again for his seat. So what the congressman said there is right. None of what's being revealed here is disqualifying in today's Republican Party. The only thing that disqualifies you in today's Republican Party is not going along with the insurrection.